So, in the last episode, after cleaning up things at Wyvern Tor and returning to Phandalin to receive your freelance license from Abriv Hadam, the Everwatch Rangers hit out on the road for Waterdeep and greater adventure along the Sword Coast. You were headed for Leilon as your first stop, and along the way you met a gentleman and his entire family in a Vardo wagon, which is a Covern wagon, sort of a combination of a wagon and a motorhome sort of thing. And he introduced himself as a Vistani. Had a fascinating conversation with him before he rolled on north, perhaps to stop off at Phandalin. When we ended the session, you had just come in sight of Leilon and had been approached by two guards who asked your intent and were escorting you towards the town. So, you are in your two-wheeled cart being pulled by Oatmeal, I believe is the name of your horse?
Sounds about right.
Yep,
Yes.
Yep, sounds about right. And the guards are on either side of the horse. They are wearing glinting silver armor, and they have spears, swords at their hip, and are stoically leading you on. Do you wish to interact with them in any way?
Cyran interact with people he doesn't know.
Fair.
That's a negative.
Fair. Okay. So, I will move us over to the actual map so you can sort of take a look at the town.
Oh, I was hoping it was town map.
No, there's no...
We don't
So,
have a town map, remember?
there is no
Oh,
town
right,
map
I
for
remember.
Leilon.
There's this thing, which is just as useful. Cool. That's all I care about.
Yep. So, you are approaching the city. Oh. You are approaching the city, and they will ask you to hold short of the actual gate and pull you along to the side to a small shack, and they will ask if it is okay for them to. If you have any objections to them doing a summary inspection of your cart and possessions.
Let's see. Do I have anything that I have to
Depends.
know?
What are we not allowed to have?
Are we allowed to have a living hand? I don't know.
Oh, shit.
Do you ask this question to these guards?
No, we do not ask this question. I think it in.
Hey, FBI, can I have this bomb in my garage?
I have a pipe bomb here. Is that contraband?
I'm gonna say it's okay. I'll talk it out.
Okay.
If we get to the point.
All right.
Dude, if we're
Am I
lucky,
good
the
at
hand just
talking?
won't move.
I'm good
We'll
at
just
talking.
sit there like a good
so-
little hand.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
one of the guards, who I named Alan Meredith, will dismount. He'll approach
I don't
you.
trust someone with two first names.
Huh?
I don't trust someone with two first names.
Meredith is a...
No,
Meredith
that
is
is
a
definitely
first
a first
name.
name.
shout out to all the
I know,
Merediths
man.
out there.
What, dude?
Oh my
Meredith
God, Gear.
from Brave?
Merida from Brave.
Oh, fuck.
I'm sorry, did you just try to Disney me? Did
No, I was
you
like,
just
isn't
step
that
to
what her
my
name
Disney?
is? I thought that was her name.
Get out. So, Alan will ask you to dismount and all the fun stuff there, and he'll come and start looking around the wagon, all that. Thank you. And he pokes a bit, and meanwhile, his partner in crime, Thidric Halfson, there's an R in there, and I can't decide how I want it. He will ask, what brings you to Leilon, then?
Are passing through on our way to Waterdeep?
I see. Is there anything in particular you'd like to declare? You'll have to understand, these are dangerous times out along the high road. We've got to make sure that there's no undesirables trying to enter our fair city.
What do you qualify as undesirable?
Thanar, shut up!
Yeah, that's not a question you ask.
He's just curious. He
He'll
asks it with curiosity, not with intent.
things that would weapons of mass destruction, phylacteries, horns that summon entire hordes of rampaging orcs, weed.
What's a phylactery?
What's a weed?
Chris, is that a weed?
I'm calling the police!
Okay. Cyran, make me a check of some sort. Hold on.
Just make a many check.
Yeah, make a whatever check. There it is.
What's up, Tony? Thanks for the bits.
Let me have an Arcana check from you.
+1 to that.
Sure. A phylactery is the energy store of a necromancer.
Oh.
So if not a necromancer, a words. Nope. It's a Horcrux.
It's a Horcrux, okay.
It's a Horcrux.
I can't believe you'd call me that.
And so he'll
At least
lead
find
off
dinner
there.
first. I don't think we have anything to declare.
Lich.
Do we have to declare gnomes? Is that a thing?
He will laugh heartily at that. He's like, no, no. Gnomes generally declare themselves. And he'll nod at you, Fitz.
I won't nod back.
Alan finishes going through the cart and will say, they're clear to go. And Thidric will say, all right then, mount up, gentlemen. They'll ride into town. You all mount back up and enter.
Bring my 2 coconuts.
I hate you so much. Enter the town of Leilon. Now, Leilon, as you can probably tell from the map, is a sort of coastal town. As I mentioned last session, there are a number of wooden outcroppings into the sea, into sort of a shallow inlet there, and even now you can see some people milling about on the docks, and they're preparing their ships. It looks like to Thanar, who has proficiency with water vehicles, I believe, they are storing the ships for the upcoming winter. It looks like whatever they use them for, they're done for the season.
I have a question I can't believe I forgot to ask.
Okay.
Would Fizzlebang Industries have a spot here?
Let me have a history check from you.
Yeah, there was another question I meant to ask as well. History, baby.
You've never heard of one here, no.
Okay.
Yeah. Just going through the list of all the training that you've had from your parents preparing you to, be a part of the industry. You've never heard of one here.
Do I know who he is?
Does Cyran know who Fitz is?
Like his last name, his family name?
I wouldn't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm not from here, so...
Right.
Like, I'm not even on the map, I don't think.
You are, actually. You're just a bit of a way off. Where are you? Oh, wow, you're actually not. I'm very sorry. You're off, yeah, anyway. Side note. But yeah,
So I've never heard of your family name.
No. And as you sort of begin to move into town, Fitz, you sort of get this before the other two. This is a mining town. It's for sort of a town out in the middle of nowhere. It's not very big. It's very well kept. It's very clean. There are walls along the entire outer area of the town. Just surrounding the entire town are wooden barricades and walls that every now and again you'll see a a man in chainmail with a halberd walk along, sort of looking into town. Every couple 100 feet, there's a tower looking out. This is well protected and well organized.
Is it larger or smaller than Phandalin?
Much larger. Like
Two
this is
times, 3 times.
oh we're talking like 3 times. This place is an actual town that has been here for a while.
Not like the Wyoming of the Sword Coast.
So you get brought into town a little ways. They will stop inside and hand off a bit of paper of parchment. Excuse me. Got to maintain the setting that one of them has been writing on as they checked over your cart, and it will be carried into a little guardhouse. It will come out with a stamp on it, and they will hand it to you and say, "There we go. Welcome to Leilon. Enjoy your stay. If there's anything we can do for you, please don't hesitate to ask."
Thank you.
What time of day is it?
About midday, let's say.
I guess I'll ask him what's the nearest place to, like the nearest tavern or inn.
He will say, "Well, it sort of depends on how much you'd like to spend. Are you the kind who likes cushy and perhaps a little upmarket, or would you rather sort of a more common gathering place of people who matter?"
Well, I know what I prefer.
I feel like the second one definitely sounds like more fun.
All right. So
Oh.
That's not what Fitz wanted.
no. Well, let me see here. So
Fitz will remember this.
what was your business in town again? What do you do for a living?
We're adventurers.
Aye, it's what I thought. You have the look of adventurers. All right, so for the tavern, you're gonna want the orc's tusks. It's and he'll give you the directions. And then later on tonight, once you're sloshed, you'll want to go to the Sword of Leilon Inn. And he'll give you directions there. Those will be
Okay,
your best
appreciate it.
stops.
Orc's Tusk feels like really bad branding.
So, you have free run around the city.
Can't think of anything I need. So
I say we just go to the tavern and try to chat up some people, see what there is to do around to waste the day away.
Okay.
I don't think there's a ton we can do in a day, but we could stay here, of course.
I mean, if we're just passing through, we don't really need to do anything. Just see if there's something interesting.
Okay. I'm down.
All right. So you roll off to the Orc's Tusk. As you go through town, again, it's nicely organized, surprisingly clean. You see more guards sort of wandering through town. They look at ease, but ready. Like, this is... You guys have been in Neverwinter, and Fitz, I know, has been around a lot. Thanar has been around a fair bit, and Cyran's been... You all know how guards are, and these appear to be, like, exemplary guards. These guys appear to have some really powerful, good training on them, and everything looks to be in really good kit. You pull up to you follow the directions of the guards, and you pull up to a large, dark wooden structure, 2 stories, big windows in the front that are sort of frosted over, and then a big double door, and above that double door, hanging out sort of over the street a bit is the picture of a grimacing, horrifying orc. And underneath it says the orc's tusk.
Hey, Thanar, this should
What?
make you feel like you're at home.
Dude, that is so racist.
What's that racist? He's half orc.
Oh my
And you're
god.
half stupid. I'll just keep walking.
Yeah, that's the human part of me.
We're learning a lot about Cyran. All right, so you should probably do something about your horse and wagon, and that will cost you money.
Can we take them into the bar?
You may not take the horse into the orc's tusk.
What's gonna happen if
Look
we
at-
start
The horse
trying?
walked into the bar and asked, "Why the long thing?"
Kill him. He deserves it. He deserves the death he deserves. So, you park the horse outside with its wagon. I am going to guess that somewhere along that way, a boy of, let's say, 13 years will run up and say, "Hey, gentlemen, are you going to be staying in town for a while?"
Is he taller than me?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I believe it's just for the night.
What do you plan to do with the horse? I work over at the stable. If you'd like to leave him there for the night, we'll take good care of him, feed him, all that he requires for the evening. Get him ready to leave in the morning.
Do we try, guys?
Dude, can I roll
Yes.
to can I roll to see if he's lying?
Insight.
Ooh!
Nice.
You have a -1 to insight.
Dude, shut up.
This kid is honest as the day is long. He has come up to you because you guys were going to park a
Wait,
horse
he's
outside of a
24
bar.
hours honest? That's confusing.
Yep. He is honest for exactly 24 hours, at which point he turns into a poisoned dagger.
Nice.
That's not true. He is legitimately, as Fitz sort of gives him the once over, you see that sort of at his hip is a little leather tag, like hanging from his belt, that has the picture of a horse on it. And as you sort of scan down the street, you see that same horse on a stable, maybe half a block down.
How much? Are we gonna do money stuff off camera now?
Yeah, let's do that. I think it was 10 gold to resupply everything.
10 gold. Fuck.
We'll consider it done.
Cool. And he will now, real quick, are you just going to let him lead your horse away, or are you guys going to unpack? Is one of you going to go with him?
I mean,
Well,
if Fitz
We-
says
we-
he looks trustworthy, like,
do you have a place we can store the wagon as well?
Oh, certainly, sir. We'll park it right next to the stables.
Sure thing. Let's head on down there and get everything sorted out.
Okay. So you all drive the cart down while the boy leads you along. That is all taken care of. The horse is unhitched from the wagon. All of its tack is removed. All of its kit, and led into a nice, cozy stable. He is brought into sort of a central area to be brushed and combed and taken care of. In that way, your wagon is parked off to the side, safe and sound. Everything is locked up and secured. You give them the money, and you may head back to the Orc's Tavern. The Orc's Tusk, excuse me.
okay, I guess. What do we see when we get into the Orc's Tusk?
Okay. So, when you step up onto the porch of the Orc's Tusk, and there's a covered porch with some benches along the front of it, you can see motion through the frosted windows, and you can hear music. You can hear like noise and people, what you would expect from a tavern. And when you open the door, it is a wave of sensory input. There's loud music, and we're talking mandolins and fiddles and horns of all sorts. We're talking loud games being played in another corner. We've got the smell of people and beer and other beverages and thick slabs of roasted beef. And it's clean, little dark, great. This is a good tavern. And as you get adjusted, you walk in, and as you get adjusted to the light, right smack dab in the middle of the walkway leading into the tavern, there's an entryway, and it's sort of fenced off from the rest of the room. And then like 10, maybe 15 feet from the door, there is a post in the middle of the walkway. And on the top is this enormous orc skull with giant tusks. And on each of the tusks is just a mountain of stuff. We're talking like a necklace on one tusk and a pair of undergarments on the other, and a hat is on its head, and we're just all sorts of weird. There's a scarf hanging off of one of the tusks that looks really well worn, and it just sort of seems that people have walked into the tavern and just hung stuff on the skull.
Thanar is just gonna start laughing, and he's gonna say, "Ha! Doesn't seem bad to be put to rest in a tavern like this."
Fitz is like mildly appalled.
Towards the back of the tavern, there is, of course, the bar. And you see two humans back there, and they're, tending bar as you would expect. And then just every now and again, you will see a smaller head pop up with a long brown ponytail in a tight braid, and she will interact with a customer and then disappear back behind the bar, and then she'll pop up somewhere else and then disappear back behind the bar. And the entire bar is fairly well full. It's midday, so this place has plenty of room for you. It'd probably be a little bit wilder in the evenings, but you have the floor.
Okay, is there like a bar counter
Yes, I just
thing
described it.
with stools?
Yep.
Are there people sitting at the stools?
Yes.
Is there a spot where someone's sitting and next to them are 3 stools?
Sure.
Like 3 stools next to each other.
Yes.
But like also there's another person right next to that.
Yep. Sure. We'll let that happen.
Okay.
It's early in the day.
Hey guys, let's grab a seat at the bar and order something.
Sounds good.
I have a question. Does this restaurant follow NOSHA accessibility standards?
There is a step stool next to the bar.
Good.
Wait, really? There's a step stool next to the bar.
Yes, there is.
Wow.
I just lost some respect for this bar.
It's NOSHA.
NOSHA what?
Never mind. So, why are we here?
We gotta wait the day away. Unless you want to just start traveling again. I
It's
want
a
to take a little
bar,
bit of
and
a break.
it's 2 in the afternoon.
Let's ask some people in this bar what there is to do in this town.
That's wildly uncharacteristic for you.
Maybe we can get some
That's why I
rumors
had
from-
you guys come over here, so you can do it.
It wasn't my idea. I think you should do it.
Do you want me talking to other people?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not exactly a words person.
He's barely a person.
That's racist.
Okay, whatever.
Um,
So there's a guy who's sitting next to me.
There is
random person.
There is a largish gentleman. We're talking like big hands, like worn face. This man has seen a lot of work during his time. Let me have a perception check from you. Perception or insight? Okay, yeah, perception. We'll do that.
Same thing, but yeah.
You get the feeling this guy is a miner of some sort, considering you just came from Phandalin.
He looks a bit old to be a minor. Ooh, I felt so solid about that one.
He works in the mines. He works down the mines.
Okay, so I'll get the barkeep's attention and be like, "Hey, get me a drink for me and my friend here," and I pat the guy on the back.
Ooh. Okay. One of the human types will come up and say, "Yes. What'll you be having?"
Your strongest ale.
And they'll bow and head off to get that. The guy next to you say, "Oi, it's right neighbourly of you. Where are you from?"
Lately, coming from Phandalin. How about yourself?
Phandalin?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was anything still out that way.
It's barely a thing.
I could believe that. I ever get that whole mining thing settled?
I think it's starting back up real soon. You look like a miner. You might want to check that out. You can probably make some good money there.
Honestly, if it's too far from now, I guess, well, might be worth my time, maybe. They say, my apologies. May I ask your name, sir?
My name's Cyran, and these are my two friends, Fitz and Thanar.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure meeting you, Cyran.
It's like mildly twinges at friends, but it's not noticeable.
Fair. Honestly, fair. It's like, Cyran, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, and what was your name?
I am desperately trying to open my name generator.
This is your fault for asking my name. I was going to ask him his name.
No, that's super fair, dude. That's super fair. I need...
William Bonaparte.
Arvin. My name is Arvin.
Oh, great name. So,
extremely
I'm sorry. Did you
just got into town about, say, 15 minutes ago?
No.
And we're just in town for the night, and we're wondering what is there to do here.
Well, let's see. Well, you found one of the better places, to be honest with you. Most of us, when we're done working the mines, will come here to the Orc's Tusk. And there's the markets, of course, down by the docks. Let me see. The Knight's Goblet is another place you could go, but I wouldn't. Honestly, it's full of bunch of rich folks. It's too expensive for the likes of us, and this place has a much nicer, homier feel to it.
Yeah, I can feel that.
So I imagine you'll be staying at the Sword of Leilon Inn, eh?
I believe that's the only option we've heard of, so probably.
You've only heard of it because it's the best option for folks just passing through town. Other than
We'll be
that,
heading down to Waterdeep soon. Has there been any disturbances in the Mirror of Dead Men recently?
sir, there's always disturbances in the Mirror
Wow.
of Dead Men.
Anything more major than the usual?
Your drinks arrive, and he'll take a long draw on his and sort of think for a minute. He's like, I don't think so. The lizard folk what live down that way have been acting up again, but that's nothing out of the ordinary. Occasionally you get a few undead wandering out of the swamps, but honestly, if you want more information about that, there's the roadhouse about halfway between here and Thornhold. They'd probably be more inclined to give you information along those lines. Me, I just work the mines and then come here to drink off the back pain.
Sorry, I had to close my door.
Yep.
Well, we're adventurers, and we're always looking for a quick coin. Sorry. And we were wondering if there's anywhere we can utilize our strengths to try to make some money off of it. You know of any?
He'll grasp at his beard, sort of tug on it a little bit as he's thinking, well, I mean, we've not had any trouble around these parts, not with the lances taking care of everything. No, honestly.
Like nowhere we can test our strengths
so
or stuff like.
There was so the town is generally protected by the lances of Leilon, a bunch of talented and strong, fit fighting men that Lord Pelendar Filmyra, he's the lord of the town, you see. He's got attachments to the Lord's Alliance, and they train the men here and keep the town nice and safe. The reason you've not seen them more out in force since you got here is there's the mines. Unfortunately, our mining endeavors have been sort of taken offline, if you will. We've not been able to really get out there since the gnolls attacked, and that's been sort of annoying, but the lances have it in order. Unfortunately,
would I know what a gnoll is?
Sure. Let me have Arcana check, I think. Arcana, history, something like that.
I'll do history.
Yeah, gnolls are sort of a humanoid hyena.
Okay.
So like a hyena that stands on two legs?
Yes.
That's weird.
I'm not into that.
Where do the gnolls reside around here? Do they come from the Sword Mountains?
Well, that's sort of where our mine has been, and for some reason they come running out of, I don't know, somewhere towards the crypt garden, I guess, and ran a bunch of us miners out and sort of started, I guess they wanted a new den for them to breed in, or whatever it is that gnolls want dark places for, and ran us off. And when we got to town and reported it to the lances, they headed off with their commander to see if they couldn't run them out. To the best of my knowledge, they've been having a real field day out there. They've almost got it taken care of. I don't imagine that they could use any help. I think they've got it in hand.
Well, that's good. I hope that can open up again soon, because that would suck to not be able to work.
It's getting a little thin around here, to be honest. But if Phandalon's opening back up, that might be worth my time. And
It's probably not.
He'll take a long draw. He was taking a long draw on his drink, and then he just, like, a fine spray emerges. Aye, and what you have to say about it there, friend? You know something our
there.
friend Cyran here doesn't?
I was there longer than he was. It's really
I
awesome.
wasn't ever there.
You were there for like a minute.
I didn't
Maybe
go to the
2.
mines.
Oh, the actual mines? None of us did.
What? You guys were in the mines. What? Hello?
We weren't in the mines.
Was that not the mines?
Nope.
Okay, hold on, time out. You did actually go to the lost mines of Phandalin, yes.
We went to the forge, not the mines.
They were the mines
Sure.
as well.
It's in the mines.
Right, the
Wait,
forge is
but-
inside of a dwarven mine.
Remember the part of the map
it's,
where it's
yeah, but
literally
it's
like
not inside of. It's
Minecraft
not inside
mining?
of. It's not inside of the mine that Phandalin mines out of currently.
No, that's true.
That's what I'm saying. We've never been to the active mine that this guy's interested in. In the context, we've never been to this man's mine.
That's true, but he doesn't know that.
But we do.
Sure.
So we would speak like we have that information.
Stop thinking logically.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, that was your first. That was your
Orc
first
dumb.
mistake. Yes.
So what were we saying?
I think you were talking about mines, and then Fitz says it's not.
Oh,
worth
he was
your
talking
time.
to Fitz. He was talking about Fitz.
Yeah. Fitz says it's not worth your time, and he's like, "Hey, what do you know about it?"
I don't know. You're old. You might like it.
What the fuck?
I see. Well, since we're being blunt here, I don't quite
I
like
have no
you.
idea what he means by that. It's just not for his more refined tastes. The rugged folk like you and me seem to like it there.
He would be in the Knight's Goblet right now if it was up to him.
No, one of those kind, eh? Well, I hope you can enjoy our more humble accommodations here at the Orc's Tusk. And he'll take a long draw on the drink. And it's about this time that small brown-haired head pops up over the counter in front of Thanar, and it is attached to a female body, a short female body, in fact, a halfling female body. And she would say, "Hi, lads. You're not causing trouble over here, are you?"
Fitz's jaws open.
I don't believe so.
All right, let's keep it that way, eh?
We're just trying to make some friends.
So far,
Some of us are better at it than others.
she will look Fitz dead in the eye and say, "Hey, I'm watching you, lad."
Me too.
You should hide behind the counter so she can't.
She looks you up and down. Gnomes. And she drops back behind the counter.
God, I hate this campaign.
Let's make a note.
He
It's a
was
good
nice to
idea.
me in person, and so all his hatred for me, he just takes it out in this game. And so, therefore, it's turned into the most racist thing I've ever played in my entire life.
And the man who is sitting next to Cyran guffaws the loudest laugh. Oh. Oh, you made an enemy out of Togo, did you? Oh, she'll take you round once or twice. She'll be nice to the lady, or you'll regret it for sure.
Thanks for the
I
information.
don't knock until you try it.
Everyone's tried it, lad. Nobody's ever succeeded. And so it goes. You may spend as long here as you like, speaking to as many people as you like, or we may sort of skip time a little ways.
Let's do the time warp again.
Okay. So you have a bit to drink. You perhaps eat some lunch, and eventually you are free to wander out into the street towards the Sword of Leilon Inn. When you get there, you see sort of this strange sight of a longhouse, sort of a Viking-style longhouse that appears to be settled in amongst the ruins of an older establishment. It's like its foundation is built inside of another foundation, and of course it has the Sword of Leilon Inn written on a placard out front. It's very... the building is old. You can tell that it's been here a while. The path to the door is well worn, and all of the dirt has been sort of mashed flat and solid by feet walking across. You crack open the door, and it is warm and comforting, everything you would love in an inn. And as you check in, you see that there are sort of paintings on the walls of different heraldry. So sort of a crests of different families or groups. You see some people sitting around a fire pit in nice, comfortable-looking chairs, sort of swapping lies. And as you get closer, you realize that they are all wearing weapons. There's not a lot of people in here, sort of in the common area that you would expect. And the few that are all sort of adventurer types. And you may check in and go to your rooms, or interact with the people, or go into town.
What do you guys want to do? I'm kind of down to just keep on moving down towards the roadhouse.
Yeah, I'm fine with that
Or
too.
because nothing seems to be popping up in this town.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried. I made a friend. Before I made an enemy.
All right. So you turn in for the evening, if that's what you'd like to do.
Sure thing.
All right.
Yeah.
And you get up the next day, pack your things away. There's nobody in the common room at this point in the morning. You go outside. A few guards are walking their normal beat, and they'll nod at you as they pass. You go to collect your horse and everything. Did you all take 10 gold off of your sheet for being in town?
Each of
I
us
didn't
is
because I
10 gold.
figured. I didn't because I thought we were doing that off whatever.
Sure. Actually, just only take the 2 gold off because you haven't been here long enough to actually incur any costs.
Oh.
That's fair.
Yeah.
10 gold seems like a lot for a night.
Yeah.
Oh, but now I'm at an uneven number. I hate you.
I'd
Wait.
like my next purchase to be 3 gold, please.
Hold on.
I'd like it
Wait.
to be 8.
I'm okay. Anyway,
I'll just
and
round back
you
up.
load up. Don't round you. So you load up in your cart, and you head out on the other side of Leilon down towards Waterdeep. And as you get to the gate, you're stopped by 2 guards who ask for your papers, which you were given on the other side, and they'll check them over, take a once-over at your cart, your horse, ask for one of you to sign off on your intentions and all of that. One of you will...
I have the best signature. I'll do it.
Yeah, Fitz is the documancer, and he signs off, and you head out down the road. Is there anything you guys want to do before you get to the roadhouse?
I mean, thanks.
Doesn't
All right.
seem like there's anything outstanding on the way.
Cool.
I mean, I doubt it's a one-day trip, though, right? How long? will it
You
take us?
have been traveling for an hour now. And as you go, it's nice. You're going through some hilly terrain. You've seen a lot of rocks. You're probably getting tired of rocks. The terrain's getting a little greener as you get closer to the swamp. And let me have a perception check from all of you.
I have to find what perception is.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Da-da-da. I'm so good.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 adventurers, a horse, and
Oh,
a
it's the
cart.
wrong one.
Wow. Nice. That's astounding.
Fitz and Thanar, you see them at almost exactly the same time. You see
Wait, who sees it first?
Huh?
Who sees it first?
Fitz does.
Damn it.
I mean, he rolled a
Why'd you
17.
even ask? You know the rolls.
So, Fitz sees it first. A group of halflings are walking down the side of the road. They look upset, like very upset and troubled. It appears that they have been roughed up in some way. Their clothes are a bit worn and torn. Maybe a few singes around the edges. And as you get closer, the older male of the group will step out into the middle of the road and try to wave you down.
What did you say they were? They're humans or
Halflings.
Halfling.
halflings?
Halfling.
Okay.
I'll take the cart over there. And,
Okay.
like, hey, whoa, what ails you, travelers?
Please, did you come from Leilon?
I just when did we leave?
About
Just
an hour ago.
Hours left ago.
Can you please can you take my family back to Leilon, please? We've been attacked at our farm down the road. We need help, please.
Do you not want to go back to Leilon as well?
Yeah, we do want to go back to Leilon as quickly as possible. We need the lances.
Who attacked you?
Some beast in the night. It came out of nowhere, just flying and laughing at fire and just. I'm afraid for our farm and the rest of. Please, could you get us there quickly?
I'll look at the other two.
Let's get them there.
I nod like yes. Like,
Was there anyone left behind at the farm? We can go investigate and see if we can find them before we head back.
No, I need to get my family safe, please.
Is there any other members of your family?
No, it's just us. There's no one back there at
Can
the
I
farm.
inside check him to see if he's legit?
Sure.
No, I can't.
He might be a little iffy.
I wanna. Are any of you hurt? And I want to look over their injury.
The kids are a bit scuffed up. It is him and his wife, obviously, from the way they're behaving. The wife is holding a baby, and there are 3 kids with them. 2 boys and a girl. The kids are a bit scuffed. The mother looks haggard. And so does he, though he's obviously sort of a bit more together than the rest of them, since he's the one actually able to talk to you at all.
How long ago was the attack? You said it was in the night?
Aye, it was just last night. I don't even know it. A few hours ago, into the night, we barely escaped. We got lost along the way, and then finally found the road, and now here we are.
Well, don't worry, we'll take you back to Leilon.
Thank you, sir. Thank you kindly. And he will help the wife and children into the cart. if you will allow him. And then he will walk alongside. You head back to Leilon. When you get to the gates, the guards are confused until you explain yourself, at which point they will say, all right this way, come with me. And two of them will escort you to what looks to be sort of the town hall area, and ask you to dismount and follow him inside.
Okay.
All right.
We shall do this.
You head inside, and a lot of town halls sort of look the same. There's a reception area and a records area, and towards the back is a courtroom, and sort of like exactly what you saw in Phandalin, but larger, nicer, better kept. The woman behind the counter here will be pulled aside by the guard, who will whisper something to her, and she will come over and sort of take the female halfling and the kids over to some benches in the area, and the other guard will go with him, and you three, the guard and the male halfling, will go into the back into the what you think is the mayor's office. Sir, if you have a moment, we've got a bit of a problem. The chair, the big desk in the middle of the room is empty, but there is a smaller desk off to the side, and behind it is a very old-looking dwarf with a long salt and pepper beard, long salt and pepper hair, bald on top. He is wearing an eye patch over his left eye. You say, "Aye, what seems to be the problem here?" Say, "Sir, we've had a report of an attack at one of the farms outside of town." "An attack? From gnolls again?" "No, sir. Unidentified creature of some sort." "Aye. Well, which one of you got attacked?" And the halfling
It wasn't us, sir. Is the family here? Sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
hear you.
Just the guy.
Yeah, and the male halfling.
Okay, I thought he went off too.
No. The male halfling
never mind.
takes off his straw hat that he has been wearing this whole time because I decided, and is holding it in front of him. Say, "Aye, sir. So it was late in the evening, and we'd all gone to bed, you know, and all of a sudden we heard the most horrifying noise we'd ever heard. A screech and a wail like a banshee or some sort. And as I jumped up and I looked outside, there was green fire sort of flying by the window, and had things started burning, and I jumped up and I gathered the family, and we ran out, and we saw some beast flying around, and it looked to be maybe a 10 feet tall, and it had a staff that was glowing with green fire like I've never seen." And he's like, "Aye, slow down. You're saying your farm was attacked by some beast that had a staff radiating green fire, eh?" He's like, "Aye, sir." Well, better look into that, I guess. And he'll push himself up and walk around the side, and you notice he has a peg leg on the right, and he'll clump his way over, and he'll thwack the halfling on the shoulder. Like, if he was a dwarf, this would be a very meaningful, reassuring shoulder slap, but for a halfling, this is nearly bone-breaking. "Aye, don't worry. We'll take good care of this." You just go back out and say to your family, leave this to the lances, and we'll take good care of you, sir. And say, thank you so much. And he'll leave and go out. And what are you three then, eh? What part in this do you have?
We found the family on the side of the road, sir.
Gave him a ride back, did ya?
Yes, sir.
Do you have your exit papers? The papers that you had signed on the way out of town?
Probably.
I imagine Fitz would have them.
Okay.
You signed them.
Yeah, and I'll produce them.
He'll look them over. Oh, adventurers, eh? Sorry, there's no adventures in Leilon of late.
Well, it seems like you may have one brewing a short distance away.
Wait, what's that? Oh, yes. Actually.
We heard you were maybe slightly low on lances with all of the gnoll attacks. Do you need any help investigating this matter?
That wouldn't be a bad idea, honestly. Yes, let me see. What are our captain? And he'll look over to the guy who walked him in. Say, what's our retinue sort of look like right about now? The captain will run through some numbers. And, tighter than I would have thought. I don't want to leave the town undefended. Not while Justin's out. I'd hate for that to fall on my head. All right, then. All right. Well, gentlemen, if you think you're up to the challenge, you can take first crack at it. But I want you out there, taking care of it, and then reporting back. I'll give you, you thinking 2-3 days before I send an actual bunch of lances down that way, eh?
That should be time enough.
All right. That sounds good. All right, it'll just be a little while while I draw up the paperwork here and all of the contracts I need you to sign. You'll have to be sort of duly deputized. We'll have to get the swords in on this. And he starts running off a list of paperwork that's going to have to be filed before he'll let you go do this for him.
God, I thought Dungeons & Dragons was supposed to be escapism.
And so you spend the next, hour and a half filtering through paperwork. At some point, a half-elf is called in. And he comes in this dark blue outfit with a rapier at his side and a dagger on the other hip. And he says he represents the swords of Leilon. You learn, sort of through listening in on conversations and all this, that the Swords of Leilon are an adventuring guild in town. Sort of as a private branch of the Lances of Leilon. He says, with most of our adventurers helping out with the gnoll problem in the mine, I suppose we could sign on these gentlemen in sort of a temporary accommodations. They can work under our yes, that'll work quite nicely. And then more paperwork is generated and signed, and then you are...
Out of curiosity, you would think that, especially for people who have an entire guild, they'd be pretty used to just saying, okay, here's some money, or you'll get money if you do this. Go off and do that.
Yeah, only if you're a member of the guild.
Why would there be guild restrictions? That seems...
Why would there be what?
Why would there be guild restrictions? That seems awfully weird for a town that's a major traveling route.
Are you asking this?
Or
are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Okay. So if you are from a town that actually has a good defense structure, and then you hire brigands who just sort of come in and pillage and steal, and they're operating under your umbrella, like under your name, that's going to be bad on you. So everybody has to go through sort of a quick rundown before they can be part of the guild, and then they work for the guild while they're under contract.
Okay, that's fair.
So, you are released. You speak with the halfling one more time, who tells you the directions to the farm and thanks you greatly for the sacrifices that you're about to make. He appreciates you looking into this. And then you are escorted back to the edge of town and given a hearty handshake and a thanks for looking into this, and on to the road you go.